What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Wednesday. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. I am short-term bearish, long-term bullish, and I'll explain why, and we'll take a look at a few different things. So make sure you watch the whole video, as I have a lot I want to show you. Also, don't forget I'm doing a free t-shirt giveaway on Sunday. All you got to do to enter to win is leave your comment in the comment section down below. There is also a free Discord group. It's totally free down there. Definitely check it out. If you love crypto, you'll love the community. Let's get in the video. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, nor is it trading advice or anything like that. The disclaimer is scrolling on the bottom. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. I want to remind you guys, we do daily updates every single day. To get subscribed, all you got to do is tick the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash the likes and leave your comments. That really helps the channel out, and I appreciate everybody that does it. All right, so I'm looking at Google Trends, and if you see here, we are down to around 26 right now. And the last time we were at 26 was right around between January 6th and 13th. And if we look over at the chart where we were around then, we were right at the bottom here. So, you know, people say the Google Trends is, you know, notification that we're not getting much search or whatever. Well, we don't get that until the price rises. If you look back here, this is June 23rd. What happened on June 23rd? We were way up here. So the price doesn't follow the trend, the Google trend. The Google trend follows the price. I just wanted to point that out real quick. Also, I want to take a look at the Bitcoin news. On the Bitcoin news, there is nothing but FUD. Bitcoin trades range bounds as investors wait and see. Bitcoin no longer looks like digital gold. Bitcoin Ponzi scheme that keeps dumping. Just a bunch of FUD, guys. Now, if we look at the fear and greed index, we're down to 24. We're down a little bit lower than we were yesterday. It is considered extreme fear. Now, does that mean, you know, we're going to pump straight from here? Now, we may have a little pump up before. I do believe we have to go down a little more before we hit our actual bottom. Here's my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. This is where you'll pick the free t-shirt from, so don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section down below. Yeah, if she has coffee mugs, beer koozies, anybody that wants to, maybe a late Christmas gift, whatever, you can put any crypto you want, any family picture, any saying, anything you want. She can do it all. All you got to do is contact her up in the contact section. She also does hoodies and keychains, a bunch of other stuff. So let's get into the video. All right, Bitcoin on the monthly. We've still been looking at this channel here. It actually looks like a falling wedge more than a channel now. I was looking at this as a bull flag, which definitely still could be. But if we extend it down, worst case, we come down to, this is the 200 EMA down here. And the worst case is that we come down to test it at the 4,600. I don't think we're going to go that low. If you can see here, the volume is declining while we're in this formation. The price to watch right now on the monthly, now this is the monthly, if this month, if we got above the 8,800, that would be breaking the top of this, which would be extremely bullish. Let's look at the weekly. And before I do that, I am going to show you something on the BLX chart. I had been looking at this over here as where we are now. Now I'm starting to looks more like we are in this area, which was back in the 2015-16, right before the big bull run. If you look here, it looks very similar. After we had the huge bull run, big bear market, and our first pump here, which was the same as here. We may get some sideways action before the pump. People think, you know, it won't be till after the halving, possible, maybe before that. Let's look at the RSI. So if we look at the weekly RSI, if you guys know, I've got these trend lines drawn in here. This was the 2013 bull market followed by the bear market. We had two touches of resistance before breaking through, starting the bull market. Bull market of 2017, bear market of 18. Two touches of resistance before starting the bull market. I also have this red line drawn in here where we had support, we broke through over here, more support, and we're getting support there now. Now if this is correct, this bull market should end around the end of 2021. That would be the 4-year cycle people talk about. Now, is that the case? We will have to wait and see. I'll show you something too in the monthly RSI. Same thing here. Let me zoom in a little bit. If you look at right here where we bottom, this is right here in this chart, and the RSI over here, if you guys have been watching the channel, you know I used to talk about this a lot and I haven't been. I'm bringing it back now. These two arcs here, we had 4 lows in the RSI before the bottom here. Same here, 1, 2, 3, and 4 lows before starting the bull run. I do believe we'll most likely stay in this arc and follow this up just like we did over here. Now back over to the weekly. Same thing here on the weekly RSI. As you can see, back here in 2015, we bottomed out on this support line. On the bear market, right before that, over here in 2015, we went below, just like the bear market here. And now we are getting support. I do believe we're right around this area right now. Going to the weekly. The weekly, if we went straight up this week, would be the top of this trend right here. The resistance would be around the 9,200. Do I think we'll get there this week? Probably not. But same thing here. You can see we have declining volume. While we're in this formation, I do believe once we break this top trend line here, it is going to be bullish as hell. Let's look at the daily. All right, so looking at the daily, same thing, guys. I have the same trend lines in here. This is the worst case scenario, in my opinion, would be around the $5,400 range. Again, we could come all the way down and retest, you know, this trend line here. Actually, it's going to be down a little bit. With the bottom of this, if you look at this dotted trend line, all it is a clone of the top there, which I think is less likely. I think this will hold as support, but if not, you know, we could be coming down to that $4,500 range, which would be around where we took off. And people think that we have to come down here because that's where we started the parabolic rise. But if you look at the time that we've already sucked up, even if this was just gradually going up, we're about where we should be. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Well, first off, talk about the golden pocket zone. We've been talking about this for a while. This is the 0.618 and the 0.65. In between there is the golden pocket zone. Now, the other reason I have this as the worst case scenario, this is the 0.786 Fibonacci. And just, if say we went down there and we put a Fibonacci extension on there, looking at it as in an Elliott wave theory, although you guys know I'm not too fond of the Elliott wave anymore. I used to trade on it, but I found my method to be way better than Elliott wave. But anyway, the 1.618 would be around the 23,000 zone, would be where this third wave may go. And if it goes parabolic like it did in 2017 over here, you know, we could be getting up into the $40,000 to $50,000 range within the next year or so. So let's get this off of here and look at our measured move as to what's going on now. And then we'll go into the 4 hour and take a closer look at it. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, guys, if you enjoy the content, and subscribe to the channel. So right now, you look in here, we are getting, we wicked through the 0.618 and now we're getting support on top. I don't believe that's going to hold. Although I'm not saying I don't think we can go up before coming down, and I'll show you why and what I'm looking at there. Just remember the 54 is my worst case at this point. But if we look at this as a rising wedge I have in here in orange, and we do a measured move off that, the widest point of the wedge, to where we broke down from the wedge, that gets us to right around the 6580 to 6600 range. And that's why that's in the thumbnail. So yeah, let's zoom in a little bit more and go to the 4 hour chart. If you guys belong to the Discord, you know I've been watching this broadening wedge here. And broadening wedges usually break up, guys. So what I'm looking at, I had this target here yesterday, at the 70.50. We didn't quite tag it. We got around this 70.75, which was pretty close. Now the question is, do we come up and retest this top of this trend line? That's going to be around, if we do, that will be right around the somewhere in the 73.40 range, 73.44. If we break that, the measured move off of that, guys, would be looking at this as, and this is if we break it in this 4 hours. So we would measure the widest point of that, and if we broke out here, that would get us right up around that $8,000 range, which, or I'm sorry, $7,700 range. Is that possible? It is. This is bullish if this is a falling broadening wedge. And if we break this, we're most likely heading up to test that 77. But I don't think that will continue up from there, guys. I still think we're going to come down to around this 6,900 area. We'll have to wait and see. If we do break through this, obviously it's going to be bullish. Most likely we'll come back down to retest this trend line at some point if we do break it. But if we don't break it, guys, I'm looking at getting rejected here and coming down to the 6,900, and then ultimately these targets here. I will show you how I got those. So this, if you look at this orange line here, this is the rising wedge, and the measured move of the rising wedge would be right here. That would get us right down to that $6,900 range. Move this down a little bit, which is also the 0.65 Fibonacci. So we are getting back above the 0.618 right now as I'm recording this video. So like I said, watch that 73.40, 73.50 area. If we do break that, we're most likely heading up to the 7,700. But I'm looking for resistance here and possibly coming back down to test this $6,900 range. Move that up a little bit. Still looking at that. Now I have this yellow rising channel here. I know everybody was looking at this as a wedge, but I do have this as a rising channel here. And if we take the measured move off of that, guys, do the measured move on the channel to where we broke down, which was right here. Bring that down. That's the 66.45. And remember, on the daily, we got the measured move of the wedge at 65.80. So this area right here is what I'm looking at between the 65.80 and the between 66 and 6,700 is where I would look for a bottom here. And if you look at, let me show you real quick. If you look at this, this would make a W, which would be extremely bullish, guys. That would be a bottoming formation. But like I said, we will have to wait and see if we break this first. It's looking pretty bullish right now. I expected to get to at least that 73.40, 73.50 range, which would also line up with that 55 EMA right here. So keep an eye on that and look at the RSI. This is one of the main things I really wanted to point out here. I like to use my RSI, and you guys know that if you do watch the channel. I was showing this in the Discord yesterday. As you can see, I have a falling channel here, and it looks like we need to come back down and retest the top of this channel. If that's the case, then that's where these targets come in. The 65.80. Just zoom in a little bit. I hope you guys can see this. So the 65.80 would most likely be testing the top of this channel. Now there is another trend line I have here for support on the bottom. If we came all the way down to test that, that would probably most likely be that $5,400 area. So watching the RSI on this channel, a retest of this channel is what I'm looking for. If that breaks and we come down to this white trend line here, that would be that $5,400 range. Let's look at it in the 4 hour now. 4 hour RSI, same thing, guys. Let me zoom in a little bit over here. Same thing. I have this, let me show you real quick. I have this falling broadening wedge here where we broke out of. I do believe it's most likely that we're going to come down and test this or support on the top of this trend line, which if you look, this looks a lot like a, hold on, this looks a lot like a Head and Shoulders right here. that is why I do believe we're most likely going to come down and test this. Now let me draw some trend lines in here real quick. I draw one off of these wicks here, off of these points of support here. As you can see, it looks like we are, this would be a good way to enter a trade. If you guys are interested in trading, I'll leave a Bybit tutorial up top. You get a free $60 bonus. I do have a link down below in the description you can use for the bonus. Also, there's a Prime XBT one down there. You get a 35% discount. But guys, if you are trading, don't put in a lot of money. I actually suggest that you first start a testnet account on Bybit and use fake money. And if you think you're ready for trading, then take a very small amount that you're willing to lose and, you know, go from there and see if you like it or not. Trading's not for everybody. But anyways, I wanted to put this in here. As you can see, this looks like a bear flag in the RSI. Measured move off of that would be down to here. So that would be retesting that trend line somewhere in this area, and that would probably be by the end of the week. So I would be looking for that, guys. There's also this trend line I have drawn off of these two supports, which we could come down to the bottom here, which would be that $5,400 range in the price action, in my opinion. So like I said, I do believe we have further down to go, and those are my targets. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes and leave your comment, which actually also gets you entered to win a free t-shirt. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll leave some more tutorials right here for you, and have a great day.